I feel the only way we can cross that bridge, harness, take control, absorb the potential, is for legislation so that the young can be the supply for the next generation. Remember, in the DG speech, he spoke about expansions, airline expansion, routes, new aeroplanes. What has happened is that with the development of technology, the aeroplanes are becoming easier to fly. The younger generation are all involved in new technology, smartphones, and basically the airplanes of today, the airplanes of today are computerized airplanes. Yes, the pilot has the functionality of the pilot right now has basically become a manager of the new equipment. Yes, you must have your basic skills as to whether you have the ability. And the whole idea is to catch people young, like yourselves, who can come into the industry and who, because of the revolution of the world in terms of technology, you'll be able to enhance and quickly capture the new training aids and the new technology of modern aeroplanes. Also, one of the things that have hampered training, I can speak of Zaria, but then I may be corrected in terms of Ilorin, is the duration of training. Zaria, which I'm aware of, has in the prospectus, it says that the duration of the course is for 18 months. You get in there, you end up people spending up to 4 years to get a course that is applicable for 18 months. And subsequently, you find employers using that as an escape route. So why would I take a pilot who spent 4 years to train as a pilot, basic flying? And as a result of that, they prefer to take people who have come from possibly South Africa, from America, or from the United Kingdom, where that initial foundational course was done for 18 months. So we have not really helped ourselves. So again, it comes back to the question at hand. High schools that will provide engineering, air traffic control, pilots as well. So it is in our hands that we have to enhance this potential. And the potential is the replacement of the ongoing cycle of aviation. It's almost like a conveyor belt. You start from the beginning, and then the duration of your professional career, you live at the end. The authority has the ability to vary the regulation to suit its own local needs. For instance, the age limit here in Nigeria to fly as a commercial pilot is 65 years of age. In countries like Kenya, Uganda, Japan, they've extended the age to 67, some to 68, depending on your medical fitness and your ability. And that has helped to bring more younger people into the profession, because the experience of those people, they're trying to extend them for 2 or 3 years, which is reasonable to capture the young ones coming in. We need to reduce the gap between those at the end of their careers and the young ones coming in. There has to be a fine balance. And that can only be achieved with positive harnessing the potential of our local environment. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Captain, and thank you very much indeed. A round of applause for him, please. We so appreciate. You spoke for exactly 15 minutes, even when it lasted almost 1 hour. Thank you very much, sir. Because you started at, you started at exactly 10:15 and you ended at 10:30. You can see it by your watch. Yes, you didn't miss anything. Thank you very much, sir. But the truth about the faculties we have there today is that knowledge is speaking. Tested knowledge, industry experience is speaking. And if I were you, I should have used my phone to snap him. Let me tell you why. The person who just finished speaking, Captain Horace Miller Jaja, like I told you, stepped down from the cockpit just this year, Airpeace particularly. I watched that program. But before Airpeace, he's been flying for about 40 years. Like he just said. I know he started from Nigeria Airways. I know you did Virgin Nigeria, Okada, all the airlines that have been here. He was in their cockpit and he stepped down from the cockpit in flying colors. Doesn't he deserve? While you were talking, one of the things I did say is, you have operated very well, but you need to regulate. I wish then you were still here. Because some of this experience, we need to import it in here. Use it until you're tired. Because now I can see you're not yet tired. So we need to extract some other technical competence from you. Thank you very much for what you've done. God bless you. While we were engaged listening to what Captain was telling us, another industry professional walked in here. And she's been around, she's been helping, she's been participating and participating at this program. Make welcome Mrs. Atinuke Stanley Pepper. Clap. Clap very well. Because the Englishman is, if you don't say here I am, nobody will say there you are. If you don't say here I am, nobody will say there you are. So anytime they call you out for any program and it requires, clap for yourself very well. So let us clap for Mrs. Atinuke Stanley Pepper. If you talk to me again, I'll tell you what you told me. So it is good to have you here. Also with us here, even as we speak now, is another very handsome gentleman with the voice of an angel. He is a choir master, he is an aviation professional, he is a safety expert, he is a security expert, and he is very, very handsome as a man. Make welcome Mr. Olumide Oshineye. Thank you very much. I think it is from this year beard that they started the beard gang. Because it's very fitting and it's very... This program is an interactive program. As many of you as have your phone here, I want to give you a gift. If you have your phone with you here, we want to bless you with a gift. Do you have a phone? Yes. Open your phone for magic finger interaction. Magic finger, get ready. Yeah. Are you ready? The adults don't participate. If you know you are not, I said all these people, there are some people, their own magic finger every day. Don't participate. Let us give it to our people. So, for those who use MTN, it's self-regulated. So there is an airline here. I know there are other airlines that have their staff here too, like Benin Airlines. There are some people from Benin here. The staff of that Benin Airline. Yes, Benin Airline. They fly in the night, majorly. They do night operations. For those from Benin Airline, you're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
You can see that I have. So I think okay, if you start talking, you know that we are complete. I think Joy is very close to Benin Airline. Joy, how are you? Oh, Joy is a duet. So they fly. Well, for those who are with us here, we try to make our things 2 digits. If you still have your phone, 26741. And I'm not saying by the network, man. 26741-35176-14390. Thank you. So as I was saying, let me bring to the microphone another faculty that is going to be. Things are getting better here today. I've been asked to announce that this program was powered by some very capable, competent, and very willing individuals. If you look at that place, you see our is African World Airlines. They are part. Are you here? Stand up for recognition. Come. Come. This is what they call. I think this hour. You look like, is that Ghana material you're wearing?
It's our material.
Our material. Our material. Come now. Is that what your cabin can use? Everybody wears this on Friday. Wave to the audience. Wave to them and show. Remove their face mask. They smile. Jesus loves you. And good morning.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And you're looking more beautiful than when you were covered. Thank you. God bless you. So from Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, from Aero Contractors, the reliable way to fly, from Nigeria Space Management Agency, from Lagos Aviation Academy, from the Aviation Accident Investigation Bureau, Universal School of Aviation, Aeroport College of Aviation, Dana Air, the smartest way to fly, X-Jet. Clap for them, please. So this in line with that, enabling support. There will be a lot to be won here today. Did anybody get the last number I called? God bless me. So it is all right. 26741 35176-14390. So as I was saying, there will be lots today. Free airtime on all networks. So we are only dealing with MTN now. Free airtime on all networks. Scholarship, courtesy, Airport College of Travel Management. So somebody here will go home with scholarship. It's going to be a rapid draw. 4 scholarships. 4 scholarships. 2 master's class on customer service and top packaging master class. Somebody will live here with that. So you see, 2 regular courses on air ticketing and reservation and travel tourism management. Lagos Aviation Academy 50% scholarship for cabin crew course. 50% scholarship, which means half of the cost of that training. Like Captain was saying, he said the cost of these things are prohibitive. But today we have reduced it by half. That is what you can achieve and benefit if you come to a program like this. It's not good we are doing this. It's good we are doing this. So who got the credit? Nobody again. So I was saying, why wouldn't anybody get 26741 35176 14390? So it is on this note that I invite our next speaker, in the person of Mr. Olumide Oshine to come and talk to us. A round of applause.
AIB Accident Investigation Bureau Nigeria is one of the aviation agencies within the civil aviation in Nigeria. I don't know what other agencies you have been. I will still mention benefits because I was not here when we started. Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority is the appropriate authority designated to ICAO. ICAO is International Civil Aviation Organization. ICAO is responsible for regulating air transport globally. So in Nigeria, the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority is responsible for regulating the civil aviation industry. How does it regulate? I'm sure somebody must have told you by way of policy, monitoring, and all the quality control activities there too. There are other agencies like NAMA, Nigerian Airspace Management Agency, FAN is implementing organization. It's an airport operator. It's also a government agency regulated by NCA. The Accident Investigation Bureau is the only aviation agency not regulated by the NCA. Because the Accident Investigation Bureau is responsible for investigating causes of accidents. They come up with safety recommendations for accident investigations activities. Now, AIB was established since 2006 by the Civil Aviation Act since 2006. There are several causes of accidents. It could be airworthiness issues. It could be issues related to the maintenance of aircraft, engineering. It could be weather. It could be pilot error. I have pilots here. It could be pilot error, which oftentimes is under human factor. Sometimes it could be acts of terrorism, sabotage, or other items placed on the aircraft or on board the aircraft, dangerous goods items. Some of these things, or all of these things, are causes, probable causes of aircraft accidents. So the Accident Investigation Bureau, by its establishment act, is the agency that is responsible for the investigation of accidents or serious incident in accordance with the ICAO Annex 13. Like I mentioned, ICAO is International Civil Aviation Organization. There are about 19 annexes of the ICAO to the Chicago Convention. The one that is related to the accident investigation is Annex 13. So every function or activity related to accident investigation performed by the AIB is in accordance to Annex 13 of ICAO. So we have our own regulations. Currently, the AIB is working on its expansion. We have a bill, the assembly, to cover beyond the aircraft accident investigation to extend to maritime and rail, just like our counterparts in the other countries like UK, Singapore, and the United States of America. AIB, before you can work in AIB, considering the different causation factors or contributory factors, accidents, various fields of expertise or professionals can actually work in AIB. A pilot can work in AIB. Engineer, aircraft maintenance engineers work in AIB. Air traffic controllers can work in AIB. You have the airframe, power plant guys, you work in AIB. Human factor experts. You don't just become human factor experts, you have to go for the requisite training. Oftentimes, the first degree, you don't have first degree for human factor in Nigeria, outside Nigeria, then first degree, the master's degree. Avionics guys can work in AIB. I mentioned air traffic control. Then pathologists. Pathologists, pathologists help in examining the examinations of after an accident occurs. They conduct examinations at the bodies of victims to know what actually went on, be able to determine perhaps if it's a pilot, for instance, what are they taking, what kind of substances is this person taking before the flight, certain hours before the flight, and all of that. So it's important. So you look at accident investigation from different perspectives, not just one. Because you have the causal factor, you have the contributory factor. So you have to look at every perspective. For security also, acts of terrorism, for instance, there was a famous accident at Lockerbie, I think it was 1980 or thereabout, in the United Kingdom. So it was as a result of sabotage as a security issue. So the UKCA had to, the UK AIB had to liaise with the police within the UK to investigate that accident. So in Nigeria, we have security department so that the department that has, in case of such accident, will be the liaison between the AIB and the police, as the case may be. Safety professionals can also work in AIB SMS guys. SMS is safety management system. So all of these and many more, they can work for AIB. So if you wish to be an accident investigator, you can have the qualifications for all of this as a primary. However, before you are certified as an accident investigator, you will attend an accident investigation course in Cranfield University, and the majority of the guys in AIB today attended the accident, the Cranfield University. You have the fundamentals and how they applied course. So those two courses qualifies you after a successful completion, qualifies you to become an accident investigator. There are also courses in the United States, for instance, the University of Southern California. Some of our people have been trained in that school. The program for the security people in AIB is actually tend toward the aviation safety and security certification that is awarded by the University of Southern California. So these are the career opportunities that you can benefit or get at AIB. And don't forget it's a government agency, and if you come in, you still have to go through the ranks. Right? We also engage very senior professionals, for instance, pilots who are retired, or engineers retired. They are also full, because you cannot do away with the experience and the value such professionals can offer when it comes to very post accident investigation. If you want to know more about AIB, you can go to our website, www.aib.gov.ng. And we have a mobile app, AIB mobile app. We need just few of us and also download AIB mobile app and you can have more information. I think that's it about all I want to say this morning. All right. Do we entertain questions? Thank you.
Yeah, may please all of us to give a round. Session has invited Mr. Taiwo Oludayo to the high table. Taiwo Oludayo is the Director of Studies, Aeroport College of Travel Management. You're welcome, sir. You know, he came in very early, and that's why he started. You're welcome, sir. You came very early. We'll be waiting for. I didn't even know you are the one we're looking. Thank you very much. Okay. That is class, man. We are picking 4 scholarships, and we are using 4 of our faculties. You know, because we are gender sensitive. We also okay, step 4. Mr. Shineye, please, step 4. Yeah. Skipo, step 4. And Taiwo Olude, step 4. What we want to do is to do the needful. By the reason of your hands, you will lead somebody to a scholarship. Malaka sekete de So by the reason of your hands, 4 persons will be uploaded to somewhere. We are going to give scholarships for people. 2 persons will study a master's class on customer service and tour packaging master class. Am I correct? Another 2 persons will be regular courses on air ticketing and reservation and travel tourism management. So, if we conduct this luckily, and you are picked to be part of this, do well to make yourself also available. So do well to make yourself available. Hello, man, come on. Your folding is nothing. No name should be seen. The area where they wrote the name must be hidden. And the area the name is, because people with ego eye can see, even from afar. So if we pick, and you are picked as one of our master's class, is there any qualification for the master's class? I can go for the master's class. Okay, the regular classes is as regular as anybody. So we're going to pick the 4, and I think the students should be excluded from this. This no matter. They shouldn't. So the students should be excluded. I think we didn't get it right from the beginning. They shouldn't, that's what I'm saying, they shouldn't. They should be included.
Should be included.
Okay. Oh, they should be included. God is working in my ministry. You know, I told you that I am the CEO of ChukwuAirline.com. Yeah, my own life lies only in the internet. It doesn't have anything to do with AOC. progress of renewal of sales. NCA does not have anything to do with us. We do, it is we that have something to do with NCA. So, Mr. Taiwo Oludayo, please, that is the man who has given us this great opportunity for the scholarship. A round of applause for him. He is the Director of Studies at Airport College of Travel Management, and he has graciously decided to do this. So we are going to start the picking from him. If you pick one, and you pick one, you drop it here. I am the master of the ceremony. I have power. Come and pick your own. Watch him very clearly as he picks. If you are here with me, kindly pray that it should be me. Because in my church, they say, the Lord will bless someone today. 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 It could be me. It could be you. It could be someone by your side. It could be me. It could be you. It could be someone by my side. You see this one? This person don't qualify. Thank you. Her Excellency, Tunike. The Lord will bless. The Lord will raise it up. No, supply to me. Supply that. Thank you. God bless you. Oshin. Supply to me. Thank you very much. Thank you. Skipo. Thank you very much, sir. Come and carry your basket. Carry your basket. Carry this thing up. Come and carry this basket. So, as I was saying, if I call your name, you know that you are qualified. Mama J, please can you come here? Mama J, please, quickly. So, be the convener of this session. So she's highly instrumental to the success of this program. Where's Katie Bebo? Kate, are you here? Okay. Can you help me call this?
Wow.
Phone number first.
Phone number 090344710032.
If you have that phone number, can you be
I know
outstanding?
this person.
If you're the owner of this phone number, can you be outstanding, please? Call the phone number again. Not the name.
090344710032.
The person is not here. We will disqualify. Not the name. Somebody has his number.
Let's call the number again.
No number.
090344710032.
The person is not here.
Looks like he's outside.
The person is not here. The owner of this is not here. It is the luck of the person we will replace. Our faculties are still here. Drop that number.
He's around.
He's not here. Eh? He's not with us here now. Why are you saying oh? This is a lucky thing. If you don't follow the rules,
Yes,
you lose the game. No. Did we state any rules? We want people here to be part of it. We are not dealing with people who are not here. Are you with me? Yes. We are not dealing with people who are not here. We are dealing with people who are here. Yes. If we are dealing with everybody, we would have allowed people to phone in from anywhere. It is people with us here we are dealing with, and that's how we get numbers of people here. Anybody who knows we are going to do faculty, are you in support? That's right. I'm correct. So, please, that number is disqualified. Please, can you call another number?
Do we agree if you say
I told you hello, man. You are the convener, I am the master of ceremony. My work carries capacity.
yes?
Power. Why here? If you live here, you can vacate it.
He's disqualified already. No. He's disqualified.
Hello? Hello? Can you listen to me, please? By the grace of God, we are still here. When we leave the door, you invoke the capacity of your vocal capacity. Now, this young man, we are at the verge of announcing the final verdict before he walked through. I only asked a question, should he be disqualified? We are not saying he is disqualified, am I correct? We were only at the level of questioning. Should he be, and some people say yes.
You are going back, oh, sir.
No.
You are going back.
I said, should he be disqualified?
What you said was, we deal with people here.
He has been here. He walked out to answer a call. Can you give me this? Call.
080
Listen now.
265 227.
Call again, ma.
080 265 227.
If that is your number, come here, please. The third time.
Some people don't know their numbers.
But they wrote it. What are we talking about? That some people don't know. What are we doing? If this thing does not have standard, I don't see. If people don't have their numbers and they don't know their numbers, is a big problem. Your own number, and I will call it and you say you don't know your number. And we want to go and teach the person, and the person will come to your school and pass it and fail in flying colors. The person will just go to school and fail in flying colors. What are we talking about? Okay, let me do this. Benjamin Thomas. We are saying this thing, people are saying, how can people come and fill it and take us for granted? We want to bless your life and you are trying to give us pain. Zero 371 42499. Come out here.
That's not my number.
Benjamin Thomas 080 802 65227. That's the number they call. What are you saying? That's the number she called. The issue is that I think she was speaking in phonetic. I said she spoke phonetically. You were speaking phonetics. That English you will speak in the cabin. 070 371 42499. Are you doing that? What is your name? Okay, that's the name here. Listen to me. The next 080 628 07780. 080 628 07780. Thank you very much. Interestingly, we are having fun here. Am I correct? And it's good that we are giving out scholarships also. We have 4 persons that have won this. A round of applause for them, please. Faculty, can you now you have produced 4 scholarships. Can you go sit down? Information reaching the high table is that 2 of the individuals who are here are already students of the Airport College of, so which means 2 of them are going to be put aside. We want to put 2 more
Faculty, can you wake up again? All right, can you come, sir? Give us one more. We need two more. Thank you very much. Tunuke, can you help us, please? Who is invoking me like this? Honorable Commissioner, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Her Excellency. Let me talk to you in 10 minutes, please. I'll call you. Thank you. 070-503-07173. 07.
Wow. Nigeria has 5 refineries. We've had them for over 20 years. But we've been covering our heads in shame because we are an oil producer, but we could not even oil our own economic growth. But there's hope. One single man with an organization behind him is constructing a refinery, and in a few short months, is going to exceed our requirements. One man. Dubai is proof to the strategist that the way to succeed in winning is by being proactive. You must deploy your resources and capability in your environment to achieve your goals, and you must structure yourself to do it. That's basically what we need to do in Nigeria. And so in Nigeria, I've asked myself several times, why are we perpetual underachievers? One possible answer could be that our social environment is under-visioned. Our systems and structures are under-missioned. Our managers, they feel under-equipped. The staff and the team working with them feel under-led. Our organizations generally are underserved. And so, those who are expecting the services, their needs are under what? Met. So we have the under cacophony in Nigeria. But really, the point is we have a servant leadership gap. I would have been happy if the DG still remained around. That man this morning exemplified what we are looking for. Humility. He was here on time. In fact, they kept him waiting to do registration. That's the kind of servant leadership we need. Leadership does not mean having authority. I mean leadership in the context of somebody who can influence, inspire, and motivate. Somebody who can anticipate and adapt to change. That's what I mean by leadership. And so, for the next generation, that is the gap we need you to fill. The servant leadership gap in every area of aviation where you find yourself. Okay, it's an interactive map. This was done in 2015 to celebrate 100 years of aviation. At any moment, there are over 500,000 lives in the air. 500,000, that's like the population of America and Nigeria combined up there. But for that to happen, you need a massive ecosystem behind them. And thus the talk of jobs are available. You need airlines, airports, regulators, air traffic controllers, ground handlers, the whole works. But those descriptions are not what is key for us. What is key for us is we need 63 million people to keep 500,000 people up in the air safely. But we don't need anyhow 63 million people, like someone will say. We need special 63 million people. So aviation is a special industry. I think it's an honor and a privilege to be able to work in aviation. However, there's a problem. Aviation is like flushing money down the drains. So IATA said in 2015, their DG then, when they were celebrating 70 years of IATA, he said for the last 70 years, airlines combined have never made any money. So my question to those who have been in the industry is, what are you doing hanging around this industry? And for those who want to join, I want to ask you, why do you want to go into an industry that burns money? Any answer? Okay, I thought someone was going to ask me why I haven't left, because I've spent 25 years in the industry myself. There's a reason. Aviation is a force for good. Aviation unlocks tremendous value. Even if those combined airlines don't make money, there are airlines that make money. There are many industry providers that make money in aviation. In fact, for those of us who have been in it and keeping all those lives safe and connecting the world the way we do, I think we deserve a round of applause for ourselves. Not those coming in, please. The topic is wide, so basically I want to streamline and basically speak about capacity deployment at an individual level. I will just mention in terms of organization. But for me, the important thing to take away is what can each and every one of us do to, like Dangote in this case, deploy our capability and make something massive happen, rather than complaining about, there's lots to complain about. And so, for me, I'm talking about deploying the capabilities of the next new generation of aviation professionals. I first said to success, but success is personal. How I define success may not be how you define success. So, for me, it's how you deploy your resources and capability in your environment to be all that you can be, whatever it is. And so, I like asking a lot of questions. Let me ask those who are in the industry or those who are seeking jobs, are you employable? Are you really employable, or is it somebody who knew someone and knew someone and... I'm happy to hear that. The World Bank did a study on graduates in Nigeria, and they said there's a mixed match in terms of skills out of schools and what the market needs. Are they lying, or I don't know? Okay. Everybody knows that man. There's a lot of stories around him. Oh, he was sent to the UK to study medicine. Oh, then he decided to do music. No. In his own voice, he said, when I finished secondary school, I was not qualified to study anything. I only passed music and Yoruba. It was Beko who was the doctor. It was Beko who was in the UK, and it was Beko who said to him, instead of hanging around, why don't you come and do music, since that's your interest? Even the music, 2-year course, he spent 4 years doing it. The point of his story is that the guy is a colossus. He made his life matter, but not as an employee. His mom arranged interviews for him with the police and Nigerian Broadcasting Corporation, but he fouled it up, basically. He's not an employable kind of person. And so each and every one of us has to ask those questions. Am I employable? Am I managerial, or am I entrepreneurial? It's nice and fancy and dandy to be pilots, but if we don't have investors investing in that industry, I'm sorry, we'll have a challenge. So we need people with all these skill sets. And this is a very interesting quote from the man who had the vision for Dubai that we're all enjoying. He's emphasizing service above self. Life is more than about what you earn or what you want to earn. There's a bigger picture. You must have something driving you that is more than money. Money is important too. And so you can't talk about deploying capability without talking about building capacity. I'll run through that quickly. There's capacity and capability at 3 levels. At the social environment level, at the organizational level, and at the personal level. Like I explained, my focus is more of the personal level. And They are intertwined. I know we all know the story of the NAFDAC woman. She was one individual. She went there with a vision. If you read her story, she had a bad experience with fake drugs, which really inspired her. And what did she do? She changed the organization and basically changed certain things in the whole country. So for me, focus is people who want to do that kind of change. In terms of capability building, the very important things are the institutional framework. What kind of environment do you find yourself? What are the rules of engagement in that field? If you are not going to take people's lives paramount, they'll be stressing safety and security, you might want to look somewhere else. Leadership is also important. Those are the things driving capability building. Knowledge is the basis. If you do not know, you can't start talking about practicalizing or deploying. And also accountability. One must be able to discharge whatever duty you have responsibly, because lives depend on it. This is a deployment framework for companies, basically. I'll just run through it. You know, basically companies are supposed to identify the talent they need over a course of time and make plans for them. Companies are supposed to do career planning and development. Some of us who worked with Virgin Nigeria experienced that, some of these things firsthand. Mentoring, you need someone to guide you, which is the kind of work Mama J is doing, which is laudable. And you need people to believe in you and give you assignments that can grow you. I met someone in the industry many years ago, and he basically introduced me to the guy who gave me an opportunity. After a year, I was the youngest, the last person employed in the company. And the man says, we're opening a new station in Abuja. We're going to send you there. And the guy took a chance with me. My first few months were horrible because it was my first experience managing. But somebody believed in me and gave me that opportunity. And so we'll use Richard Branson as an example of how you can use frustration to fuel you. You know, they always say necessity is the mother of invention and the father of crime. But, you know, in Nigeria, what is very popular is, it was the devil. It was because he was broke. It was because there are people who have bigger problems and have turned it into something to turn their lives around, not to mourn and be a basis, you know, to stoop low. And so, what happened? At the age of 28, Richard Branson was already running Virgin Records. And he was in Puerto Rico trying to get to British Midlands. And the airline, American Airlines, canceled their flights because they didn't have enough customers. And they said, oh, you guys should come back tomorrow. And for him, he wasn't having it. And he said, look, what if I charter a jet? Yeah, I can't pay for it myself, but if all of us can pay the cost, then basically it can happen. And that's basically what happened. And when he got back to the UK, he called Boeing and said, can you lease me an aircraft? At that point, the guy didn't know the first thing about airline. Even years later, in fact, on the day they were launching this airline, which was like 6 months later, they said he didn't know that there was some screening process that aircraft and all those things go through. He didn't know. But, you know, he had something really driving it. But there's something very important I also want to mention. The guy cut his coat according to his clothes. At that age where he couldn't afford much, he couldn't afford a house. So he got a houseboat, which was on the water. That's where he lived. You know, for us, ego is too important in Nigeria. You know, we want to be seen in a certain way. You know, you have to have your own vision and drive yourself with your own vision. That's what really matters. And so, very quickly, they started Virgin Atlantic, and in 1 year, Virgin Atlantic did not only break even, they made a profit. But he was using money from Virgin Records to support Virgin Atlantic. BA used every dirty trick in the book to try and kill that airline. They didn't succeed, but unfortunately for them, they made a libelous statement. Richard Branson took them to court, and they discovered that there were some unethical practices BA had used. So BA was forced to settle with him and pay him £1 million. At that time, that was the biggest libel anybody got. And what did he do? That year, his company lost money. He split that money equally among staff and shared it and called it British Airways Christmas bonus. Money is not everything. And so, anyway, but the unique thing about Virgin Atlantic was not just that they started an airline. Richard Branson discovered that first class is a big drain on resources. So he decided they were not going to have first class. They were only going to have business class. The money they would have spent making first class look good, they spent it on economy. And they had services like pick up and drop off from home, limo bikes. Those were the innovations that transported Virgin Atlantic. And guess what? They made sure they started in summer when the peak was high. So there's no way they wouldn't have made money. So it's not accident. Yeah, the future is bright. That's the point I want to make. But I also want you to understand, you guys are not world citizens. You guys are not Nigerians. You are world citizens. In my own time, I'm not that old. In my own time, I mean, your field was relatively narrow. Now you can be all you can be. Somebody can just see you on social media and the world has changed for you. So start thinking in terms of world citizens. Start thinking in terms of the capabilities you have that can sell you anywhere, not just here. It's always interesting that the Nigerians we hail most are the ones that other countries have invested in, and then they become great, and everybody's like, yes, he's a Nigerian, So, the World Economic Forum has declared that there is a reskilling emergency, that 1 billion jobs are going to be changed around because of technology. 1 billion jobs. So if you are using the 1974 notes they used when they taught you, whatever they taught you and you graduated from, that's what's going to help you in the new world. You have another thing coming. You must be able to reskill. The new world we're entering is one of continuous learning. If you don't take anything out of this talk, I want you to take continuous learning out of it. To learn continuously, you have to change your mindset. You need two mindsets. You need a growth mindset and a curiosity mindset. Growth mindset means you believe in the efficacy of yourself, that you can change. Not the mindset of, oh, that's how I was made. Oh, that's my weakness. No, you must have the mindset that you can change, that you can develop, you can be better. And you must be curious. If you're curious, you see a learning opportunity in everything around you. And some easy steps you can follow. You have to set clear goals for learning. Small goals. If you go and read it, 44, 55-page book, okay, on strategy, you won't get more chance to practice. Break it down into modules that you can practice. Fix your time for learning, don't let there be interferences. Seek feedback. That's the beauty of collaboration such as this. Go to people who have been in the industry longer, seek their feedback about what you are trying to develop. And then, most importantly, self-reflect. You are the one with the vision, not me. So you who have the vision, do you think you are getting closer to it or not? Do you need to adjust your plan differently? Basically, the 4 skills is been predicted you will need in the new world we're coming to that you need to develop is cognitive skills, interpersonal skills, self-leadership skills, and digital skills. The language of where we are now is the language of computer. So, but basically my time is up, so I just try and summarize with the key takeaways. There are 6 of them, so that we take something out of this talk. A crisis is a terrible thing to waste. We've had the COVID-19 wahala. What have you taken away from it? Don't waste that crisis. Many of us thought that, we couldn't make do with, we couldn't save 50% of what we earned. But when companies decided to do pay cuts, didn't we survive? So take savings at least out of that. Make self-assessment of your talent. You are the one who has to create a vision for yourself. The constraint is not a lack of resources, it's a lack of resourcefulness. And then you need to deploy your capabilities to achieve what you want to achieve in life. Breathing is important to life, just like profit is important to business. But the purpose of life is not to breathe, and the purpose of business is not profit. Finally, the key that is most key is key. Keep educating yourself. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Aviation. One of the challenges of this program is the kind of faculties they gathered here, and they are giving them 50 minutes. Mr. Adeliji has been speaking to us with a PowerPoint presentation, highly educative, very inspiring, and motivational. Thank you very much, sir. With another round of applause, please, may we give him. You see, one of the key things to take away from here is the key. So if you take away the key to this place, there's no one that will live again. You would have locked all of us in here. Take the key, keep educating yourself. Please do it and do it continually. I want to believe that even Skipo had that he said, even at this level, keep educating yourself. Am I correct? Keep educating yourself. Thank you very much. Yeah. It is my pleasure while he was talking, another industry giant walked in here. Interestingly, I want to announce to you that this very individual left the diaspora to come and join us here today. And sincerely he did. I'm not exaggerating it. For this program, he flew in from the United States of America this morning. He just landed there and he's here. Welcome to our midst, Mr. Kingsley Mokoma. He is the president of Association of all the foreign airlines in Nigeria. And he's here and he's enjoying what we are doing. I wish you came when the DG was still here. Oh, yes, exactly. Kingsley, my guy was always expressing a concern. He said that I should announce you flew Delta. Okay, not Benin. You know, Delta is very close to Benin. Delta is close to Benin. So he came in on Delta, please, not Benin Airline. So he came in on Delta. You're welcome. Any MOU? There should be an MOU. Yes. Any MOU. Thank you for coming to join us. You have enriched our guests. 10:55, and we need to talk to us for 15 minutes maximum. If you do 10 minutes, we appreciate it more. Thank you very much. You're welcome to the microphone. From Danaba? From which one?
Good morning, distinguished guest speakers. I'm honored and humbled to stand before very senior colleagues. Captain Jaja, in my almost 25 years of flying, I have only heard your name. I am seeing you for the first time. His name resounds. You can hardly hear of any historic story without hearing his name. And I've always wondered, who on earth is this person? I am delighted to meet you this morning. So, I also welcome all of you, our distinguished guests, to this day's Aviation Career Conference. It's an honor to speak with the next generation and inspire you in whatever little way. Alongside my colleague, Mrs. Pepple, as I like to call her, Mrs. Pepple's father, Captain Dowden, was my trainer, my instructor on the Dash 8 de Havilland aircraft. So she's a second generation pilot in her family. Aviation career, the pilot's life. The aviation industry is a safety critical industry. And so the pilot's training, the core of a pilot's training is crisis management. You are trained to handle whatever crisis can possibly happen in your career path and your career life. The key requirements to become a pilot is first and foremost physical fitness, your health. Physical fitness, mental fitness. Those two things. Of course, with expatiate, that could be expatiated into other areas, but that's the key thing. If you are not medically fit, you wouldn't even be accepted into a flying school, no matter how brilliant you are. And so that just, it goes to say that there are certain medical conditions that automatically disqualify us from becoming pilots. Diabetes, asthma, sickle cell anemia, medical conditions that are capable of incapacitating you without notice or at very short notice, most likely automatically disqualifies you from becoming a pilot. But a lot of people can scale through that, and once you scale through that, you will be on your way. Age-wise, minimum requirement is 18 years of age. Being a pilot is a skill. There is no sitting on the fence. You're either a pilot or you are not. You can either fly or you cannot fly. There is no, he's a fairly good pilot. She's not bad. No, you're either a pilot or you are not. There is no sitting on the fence. And I've been told that once you're in this uniform, you're a he. Because various times when the controller says to me, proceed to the holding point, sir, I say it's she. And they tell me, once you're in that cockpit, in that uniform, you're a he. I say, okay, sir. Indeed, when I started flying, the word he, the word she, did not exist in the NCARs, the NCA regulations. She was not there except perhaps in the section of the cabin crew. But where pilots were concerned, it was all he. And I always felt marginalized. For a couple of months, several months, I was the only female voice in the Nigerian airspace. And then others started coming. Not that I'm the first female pilot, but the others ahead of me had left the profession before I came in. I didn't have the opportunity to be mentored by them. So I was mentored by my male colleagues in Aero Contractors of Nigeria, and they were wonderful. I give it to the men, okay? They supported me. I stand tall on their shoulders today, and I can mention several names, some of whom have passed away. Okay? So don't think that as a female pilot it would be a world of abuse and marginalization, no. Where there may be a few instances, it's not the norm. Pilots are very professional. Pilots are very professional people, and we uphold global standards and best practices. So you must be a minimum of 18 years old, and you must be a high school graduate. Did you hear me say 5 white credits? No. High school graduate, proficiency in English. You don't have to have sciences. That's the truth. So I have colleagues who have Bachelor of Arts in Yoruba language, and they're pilots. Why? It is a skill, and you will be taught. And you either know it or you don't know it. You either pass or you don't pass. When we talk about crisis management, every training at every level that you will go through will include emergencies or be filled with emergencies, and you can be sure that that would include your engines being cut off, shut down in mid-air, deliberately by your instructors and your examiners. So for you to transit from being a student pilot to a private pilot in the first instance, you would have to be taken up there after hours of training, and your engines will be shut down, and the instructor will sit like this, probably with a cup of coffee, and watch what you will do. You want to see if you will go, the blood of, you know how we say it. It's not allowed. Okay? In the cockpit, you have no time to be afraid. So you will be trained to overcome all fears. And if at the end of your training you are still afraid, will advise you to take a passenger seat. Okay, in flying school, you would go through courses like air law. You know, like when you're driving on the road and you hear traffic on the left has the right of way, who has the right of way, we have those kind of laws up there as well. You would go through aerodynamics, and that's the science part, the physics of flying. How an airplane gets in the air, how a helicopter lifts up in the air. But it's not abstract science, it's applied science. You will see what we're talking about, and you will be able to apply it. It's not abstract. That's why you don't need to be a science major to come into aviation, okay? Now the fact that all you need is a high school certificate, a good result, good testimonial, your character must attest that you are a candidate for aviation. Aviation professionals are people of high standards and of good character. That does not then mean that you shouldn't go for further studies and have a degree in many other things. In today's world, these other qualifications add value to the career of a pilot. I am on a group, on a platform in a group of female pilots of Nigeria called the Niger Aviatrix. And in that group, we have medical doctors, we have computer scientists, we have veterinary doctors, we have accountants. Mrs. Pepple is a lawyer. She's a lawyer. She came to fly after her law degree. I didn't have a degree when I started flying, but in there somewhere, I got my degree. I don't use it in the cockpit, but when you work in a company, you will always have extra responsibilities, management responsibilities, or the opportunity to rise up the management ladder, and that's where your added value comes in. Being a pilot does not mean you will sleep and wake up in the cockpit all your career life. You will have work to do, interfacing with people, contributing to the industry, like you have the esteemed ladies and gentlemen at the table. You saw the NCA Director General. He was my colleague. We flew together when he was in Aero Contractors. And suddenly, one day he says, I'm leaving. Leaving? Captain Nuhu, why would you leave? I'm going back to school. I'm going to study, to secure a master's in an aviation field. That sounded very interesting. Because I knew I was pursuing my degree as well. I mean, I told him, I said it's a good idea. It may look like you'd be losing money in the interim, but on the long run, you would be better off for it. And he left us then. And for many years, he was away. The next time we heard of Captain Nuhu, he was with ICAO. A couple of years after, the DG NCAA. If he didn't have that qualification and that experience, he wouldn't be where he is today. He started as a pilot. So being a pilot is just the starting point for many things that you can become. And you can decide that being a pilot is all you want to do the rest of your life. That's also fine. But always improve yourself. We just heard, keep learning. Keep learning. The fact that you become a pilot and you build your experience, you become a captain, so what? After that, what happens next? What else? You need to have something else. You need to add something to it. Okay, so in school, human capacity, human behavior, meteorology, the physics of flight, are some of the many courses that you will come across. They are designed to help you understand. They are not designed to make you fail or rubbish you, like we perceive some of the education systems that we go through. No. They're designed to equip you for the vocation in front of you. And all you have to do is focus, grab that understanding, and come out on the top, or at the top. There will always be pilots. There will always be opportunities for pilots in the world. Population keeps increasing. You heard how many people are in the air at any given point in time. We will always need pilots. Whether there's another pandemic or not, it will roll away and we'll go back into the air. We will always need pilots. By 2025, the world will need 500,000 pilots. The world. And because being a pilot is a global vocation, governed by ICAO, a pilot is a universal person. If you're a pilot, if you're a Nigerian pilot, you're also a pilot anywhere else. You only need their license. You only need to convert. But the knowledge, the skill is all the same. And because I am a Nigerian pilot today, does not mean I can't head anywhere. If you tell me now to head to Singapore, I'm ready to go. Just give me the machine. I know how to plan my way there. Because it's the same training globally, worldwide. It is governed by ICAO, which is the Charter of the United Nations. Do you understand? Yes. Yes, pilots are well paid. It is a function of the risk that they carry. It is a function of the risk that we bear. One day, I was on a flight schedule and we were to do 10 landings that day. And while boarding the passengers for, I think, the 5th flight, a particular passenger who boarded first sat down and he went into a self-prayer meeting. And you could see him doing this and doing this and all of that. And I looked back and I saw him. And then he opened his eyes and saw me staring at him from the cockpit. And I told him, you're only going from here to there. And you're saying this much prayers. How many prayers am I expected to say today? Because I'm going to go 10 times, you know? And then he busted into laughter. It's nothing to be afraid of. Aviation is safety critical, but you are trained to become a safe pilot. A well-trained pilot is the greatest safety device on board an aircraft. And that's what pilot training is all about. The lifestyle of a pilot is very much like that of a doctor or a nurse. We do not have weekends and public holidays. You could be on duty at any time. Can a lady become a pilot? Well, you're looking at us. Do we have families? I have 3 children. I had them, oh well, I did. I think they got 1 or 2 opportunities. And I had them all. I raised my family as an actively flying pilot. I wasn't married when I started flying. So I got married and raised my family. So I'm the first Nigerian female pilot to raise a family while actively flying. Before me, everybody thought it was a myth and couldn't happen. But it is possible. Many of us have 3 children as well. And my children are in the university now, they're in their 20s, so hey, you can do it, because I have done it. Okay?
Well, if you don't think she deserves another round of applause, you're not doing it. She spoke for exactly 15 minutes. Even after the 1 hour she spoke. Exactly 15 minutes. Thank you very much, because pilots know this thing right on time. And he did exactly that. The interesting thing about her delivery is that she speaks impeccably. Do you lecture the aircraft while you are flying? Because you're speaking like someone who is just a classroom lecturer. Effortlessly, she was impacted. Am I correct? Yes. Effortlessly. And she was navigating as if she had a lecture note in her hand. She knew her areas to touch. If you have been a pilot, you know you don't miss any the sequence. Am I correct? because you were flying accurately. This flight was too smooth, and we enjoyed it. Thank you. Well, this is about career choice and about career talk. We are not talking to you so that you just drop it somewhere. We're talking to you to make you understand that if people can do it. There is somebody from one man who is from Mbise in Imo State. And the man is one man who has charisma and presence and personality. So there was a time he was put through this kind of class and he was motivated. And all he said is, if Oshneye can did it, and Engineer Derika can did it, I can also did it. Permit me to invite to the high table to come and join us here, Dr. Young Daniel. Dr. Daniel Young is here with us, and he is a key speaker and aviation enthusiast. Dr. Young, please come and just join us here. Dr. Young is Dr. Young, and there's no two Dr. Young in this industry. Doctor, you're welcome. You just join us here, and we'll receive some comment from you. Dr. Young, he is an industry enthusiast. If I give him the microphone, the shortest time he will speak multiple. Well, there are some very clear. No, you are not taking your questions. Okay, you are giving me the answers in case there. You can ask later. Okay. So, yeah, thank you very much. Like I was saying, Bolaji,
Yes, sir.
you said in your 25 years of flying, you only hear of Miller Georgia,
Honestly.
and you've never met him. Uh-huh. This is special. People, do you believe that? Never met you, but she hears about him. What were you doing that people were hearing about? There must be something that he was doing that people were hearing about. Because I've been flying for so long, and I don't think you've heard about me. Bolaji, am I correct? I've been flying too. And I fly to everywhere. You know, you said if you're to go to Singapore, I go to those places. But most of the time in the midnight. Only in my dreams I know I fly to those places. I fly to Mexico, I fly to Mexico, I fly to anywhere I want to fly. It's my choice. Thank you very much, Bolaji, for a well-articulated presentation. That is my president. And I recommend you for the classroom. You know, Aero has a classroom at KJJ. Go and man that class. You will do well.
Okay.
I think you will do well. Thank you, and thank you very much. As I invite another key personality here who is with us here, I have been here and has supported this program to come and talk to us. Please, I want to beg, sincerely, okay? I want to beg you, in the name of whatever you believe. This is a 10 minutes presentation, 10 minutes. Please, if you believe me, do it. 10 minutes, as I invite Mr. Oludayo Taiwo to come and talk to you. You know why I'm careful is these people that are coming from classroom and academic and all of that. Their 10 minutes is like, but we are begging, please. We want to live here. In fact, let's say we clock this place at 3 o'clock. And that's the time they gave us that. Before 2, if we don't leave, they will close the door. So we want to rush. Thank you very much, sir. God bless you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. All protocols duly observed. I want to first of all say a very big thank you to Mama J for making this mission come to life. I'm also very privileged to be speaking as a very young man before daddies and mommies in the industry. And it's a huge privilege which I never saw coming, but I'm so glad and I'm grateful to God as well for making this happen. If you're happy with me, please give God a round of applause. All right, my pleasure has always been to speak with the youths, and I have another level of fulfillment right inside of me right now. And I wouldn't want to speak so much, but I'll be very practical with us. and I will tell you a bit of my life experience, and I want you to hold something very important while you're living here and as I drop the microphone. My name is Taiwo Gideon Oludayo. I am the Director of Studies of Airport College of Aviation and Travel Management and the CEO of Airport Travels. A very young chap right before you, so we understand each other's language. Somebody made a quote I read in a book years back, and he said, he gave the example of having ants walk through the wall. That if we as human tell the ants that that way you are going, somebody will kill you on that path, apparently the ants will not hear what you're saying. And the best way to communicate with an ant is to be an ant. So you see ants, whenever they are going either ways, they have to tell each other something before they forge ahead. And that is what I'm practically going to do with you all today, especially to those of us who are aspiring to become aviation professionals. All right. A whole lot has been said from very much senior colleagues, and I would not want to do a whole lot of repetition. I only want to emphasize on two particular things when it comes to education, or let me rather say training, as it affects being a travel professional or an aviation professional. She rightly said when she was speaking that all that is required of you is just the basic education, which I would also want to use myself as a case study here. I joined the industry about 13 years ago. Not about, 13 years plus now. And I joined not because I'm willing to join, but because that's the opportunity I had then. And I want to congratulate all of you because you are getting an opportunity that I wish I had way back then in 2008. I think I would have been a more better person than what I am currently. But it's not so bad at all because God has helped us thus far. How did it all happen? I had just an SSC, just a SSC rather. I'm not from a financially buoyant family, not average, very below average. And I saw the opportunity of an advert of an aviation school. And I said, oh. And guess what I was doing then? I was just a cleaner in a travel agency. I sweep, I dust, I wash their toilets, and all of that. And that is what I do in that travel company. And after I do my daily runnings, I will look at what these people are doing. The press what we call the GDS then. I don't know what it is called. But I say, I like this green screen that you have here. And the man that was brought from Bangladesh to manage that travel company then said, I cannot teach you except you go for training. I said, oh. So when I saw the poster, I took the opportunity and I went for the training. Lo and behold, I went for the training and I started working with people, and after working with them for about 6 years plus, about 7 years, I told myself there's a need for me to do something for myself. And that was what bettered Airport Travels and Tours Limited. To the glory of God today, the person who was once a cleaner in a travel agency is now a CEO of a travel agency. And because of the enthusiasm inside of me, I felt my generation needs more. Many of us are not privileged to be the BSc holders, HND holders, master holders, and the likes. And we want to be a part of this profession. We love it, we are passionate about it. Because passion is one of the key things that will drive you to become whatsoever you determine to be. She has spoken to us about what it takes to become a pilot, but trust me, it is not a child's play. You need a whole lot of dollars to make that happen. It sounds so interesting when she was speaking about it. But it's not meant for everybody. Albeit, there's a need for us to understand, first of all, who you are, because it is your personality that will determine how far you will go in life. There's a common saying that your attitude will determine the altitude. So how far you want to go in life is dependent on who you really are. And it's unfortunate that many of us as youths today, we have abused our childhood. And we have found ourselves in a situation whereby our next generation and forthcoming ones will have to suffer it, either like it or not, because we have not laid a good foundation for the coming ones. Sorry, I quote, the Bible says, if the foundation is destroyed, what will the righteous do? As a director of studies, I've met series of youths who want to come into the industry, but unfortunately, their lifestyle is already damaged, no cause. Because they are not fitting. She said something categorically which I held on to, and I always remind people that I'm privileged to speak with, that you don't use your youthful age abusively. Let me give you a very good example. A lady come and study cabin crew with us, and she said she has the cash to pay. She's from a wealthy background, but unfortunately she has tattoo on her. You're not fit, especially visible ones. You're not fit. You've pierced your nose, you've pierced the whole of your body. Excuse me, you are not meant for this industry. Aside from the fact that you are beautiful, you have the good eyes, you have the basic education, whatever certificate you hold, that's not applicable to this industry. Aside from even having a good personality, many of us have abused our social media. We go on social media, we post all sorts of things. I tell people, you want to go to the embassy and you have posted all sorts of things on your social media platform. Hello? It's a no-no for you. That's why many of us are refused visa. You don't know that Google is tracing every of your movement. As you're here right now, as much you want your data, Google has captured your movement for today. Take it or leave it. So that's why you should be careful of what you post. I'm saying a lot of things are at the same time because I have a very short period. Okay? So you have to be careful of what you post on social media, what you expose yourself to. Hard drugs will kill your kidney, because if you have kidney problem, you have diabetes, you have the likes, you cannot fly. So health-wise, you have to be sound. Mentally wise, you have to be sound. So if you're a drug addict and you're aspiring to become a travel professional, please, if you see those bad gang, like we used to say, don't join them, please. You have a passion, you have a future. By the grace of God today, I've trained more than 2,000 travel professionals, and they are doing very well today. I'm proud to say that. And I have some of my products right seated here among the audience. All right, so to cut it long story short, let me leave you with this. There's something that is very paramount. You have certificates. You can have BSc. You can have, they are all certificates. But in this industry, certificates is actually good. Skill is most important. That is why we call it certificate. So certificate is good, but certificate is what? Is better. Thank you very much. If I have the opportunity to speak again, I'll be glad to do that.
Thank you, Mr. Oludayo Taiwo, the Director of Studies, Airport. You did well within this short time, and you kept your time. And I'm grateful that you are a clear example of grace to grace. Grace to grace. Today, a CEO and once a cleaner. If you think their position is the challenge, see somebody here speaking. If you want to be a pilot, it is possible. And it is very possible. The financial resources notwithstanding. But there is something I know, that there is a God who makes a way where there seems to be no way. When you started speaking, I saw a pastor in you. It's either there was a calling that you refused to answer, or the missed call is still waiting for you. Yeah, there is a calling, And as a senior pastor and the GO of Crossover Assembly, I'm the General Overseer of Crossover Assembly. You know, when you cross over to the other side, we declare what we have in our post. So, CEO of Crossover Assembly, the CEO of chukwuairline.com, and all of that. We are enriched here by the kind of things we are hearing, and I think we are very grateful. We are very lucky to be in this audience. The things you have heard today, how I wish some other persons were invited, made them suffer valuable. But very principally, even before you came on board to speak, you missed some of the things the DG told us. some of the people that passed through here, he was particularly trying to build, he talked about industry capacity building. So it will cascade to what we will reach other climes. And the industry is more encouraged. The DG was here, he spoke to these young ones. If you need to be supported, he will support. If you need to be exposed, he will expose you. If you need to be activated, he will activate you. But if you need to lower your altitude, destroy yourself. I've been told here that tattoo is no-no. So for those who have tattoo, go and clean it. If you can't clean it, remove your skin. You see, those are the challenges of personal exuberance, useful exuberance, that we should be careful not to allow ourselves to get involved. Somebody was flying as a single person, got married, gave birth to children. It means flying is not stopping you from doing anything. You can be whoever you want to be and be as successful as you can fly. And God will bless you. A man from Bangladesh helped in Nigeria to talk to. Even a man from Afghanistan can help you to be someone. Thank you very much, Tayo, for speaking to us. Let us move a little more to Tinubu Stanley Pepo, the legal pilot. Can you come and talk for 10 minutes? My worry is that lawyers talk too much. But pilots are precision people. So how do you combine them? You went precision profession, talkativity. Can you talk to us, please? You're welcome.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. My distinguished, I'm actually getting emotional because I remember about 11 years ago how my career in the aviation industry started. And it started like a joke in a conference like this. We had a distinguished guest, and I don't know what it was that sparked excitement in me, and I just called my dad and I said I want to become a pilot. I said I want to join the Air Force, but I don't like war, so yeah, I didn't join the Air Force. But thank you so much for being here and being patient to be here. It takes a lot of patience and understanding to be here and actively here. Thank you, Mama J, for hosting this. And for my fathers and seniors, my co-father-in-law, actually the person that handed me over to my husband is here. I won't mention his name, but he knows himself. And my former rector as well. I was a student at the International College of International Aviation College in Lorraine. And I want to say that school made me who I am today. It was a very important part of my training, so I don't even have Captain Bolaji is like our school mother. I heard about her before I joined the industry, and a lot of things she said today. Even me as a female pilot, I still admire her because it takes a lot to be a female pilot. I know she said it very casually, but you are going to be around men, a lot of testosterone. I don't want to pronounce it wrongly, but you know what I mean. And if you are not grounded as a woman, you can lose your track. What that means is that as a lady, if you don't know why you're there, you can easily get sidetracked. A lot of my colleagues got pregnant. I'll address that right now. A lot of my female colleagues got pregnant, and I'm not against pregnancy, but you have to know why you're in the industry. And the pregnancy came during the course of the training, so of course that terminated their training. One of the goals I set for myself before going into Lorraine was that I want to be the best here. And coincidentally, the person before me that was the best was a lady, and she's from Islamic background. She will cover herself, but when it came to the flying, she was the best. I didn't start off as the best. I was actually the worst in my class. Like when we do tests, I remember back then we do tests and my grades weren't very good. There were only 3 civilians in my class. And they will ask, okay, let me see your results. And I'll sit down and say, no. But I made up my mind that I have started this journey and I'm going to finish best. And when I finished, I was the best in my class. So wherever you are, it doesn't matter. I was going to introduce myself initially. My name is Atinike Stanley Purple. I'm a commercial airline pilot now with a background in law. But I think what's most important about me is my passion for the youth. I face challenges in this life, not as a result of my career choices, but I think life and chance happens to all of us, and we're not going to come here and paint a perfect picture of an industry. There are going to be challenges that are going to test your personality, test your ability to learn, test your ability to cope with pressure. And if you haven't mastered that, you're going to be at the weaker end. So it is hopefully you build those characters and those abilities before you go in. But if you don't, there's room for you to build it on the course of your journey. I'm going to keep this very short because I don't want him to step in between. But I want everyone here to hopefully leave not just as an attendee of this conference. We hope that each and every, I can't even speak long, everybody that has spoken, I'm even learning from them, so what do I want to say? But I hope you leave here impacted. And the only way you'll be impacted is that you have taken what you have heard and you apply it. I see some people taking notes. I love going for conferences. I will take notes. But after, what is most important is after the conference, what did you use with the knowledge you have gotten? One of the speakers said key. Knowledge, keep educating yourself. Knowledge is key. But knowledge not used, it's just a book. If you don't apply everything that you have heard today, you're going to leave here the same. And it doesn't matter where you will be tomorrow. I didn't start off in the industry, but this is me today. Tomorrow it might be you flying my children. And I want to hope that you are fully equipped by virtue of this conference to do a good job wherever you find yourself in the future. Thank you.
No, when I went there, I laid hand. And soon I laid hand, the voice came back. And somebody appreciate God. You see, this is an interesting environment to be. For some of us who were called, we are doing what we're doing. For some of you who are getting inspired by the things they are saying, please push on. You know, some of us naturally we are called to be in aviation. I received a direct call. When they gave birth to me and said, you are going to be in aviation. Receive it, and I received it. Eh? My mobile. Thank you very much. It's okay. It was quite interesting. What you didn't tell us is the person who gave your hand out in marriage. No, the reason why it's important to tell us is that some other person want to marry. So that they meet him to be there. As many as want to marry, please don't leave Captain Jaja to live here without submitting yourself to the juvenile. So he gives out people for marriage. He's to utilize that opportunity very well. So if you are still here with us, we are not done with you yet. You know, I have information that will be very interesting. As you mean, you have an MTN. 32. I have, please, all these CEOs here don't type anything. You are holding your phone as if you want to type something. All these CEOs don't type anything. Are you ready, MTN? Yes. MTN, I said. 3293 9954 0522 50990. So who got it? Have you gotten another one before? These guys.
After scholarship.
You got scholarship and you're getting this. Wow. Transfer that card to somebody. You know, it was interesting when I got to know that some people from airport are also here. They're also here. Can I come to your school? It will be a problem. Okay? For those who have glue, somebody was already quarantined. You know that your mother used in school. I'm not talking about the one you bought. This book that your mother used to go to school. You read about some people who were occupying political offices then. And you will come now when you turn 18 and you are of voting age, you still vote the same individuals to occupy the positions. Are you okay? Generational mess. Wake up from your slumber. When the Lord calls you, answer. It is your turn to be heard. You see the kind of vibrant young ladies we are presenting here is because they took a decision at the right time. Take some valid decision and God will bless you. Let me allow one of our persons who flew in from the United States of America on Delta, not on Benin Airlines, to come and talk to us. We'll give you 5 minutes, sir. 5 minutes because I know you still have jet lag. Yes. Prince Kingsley Wokoma, a round of applause for him.
Well, flying from different parts of the world. You can fly in your dreams too. I like young people. And you can see, I also like to dress like young people. You guys can see my sneakers, it's Nike, right? And whenever I start to talk to young people, right? To young people, I always start with hashtags, because we're in the world of hashtags, right? And my hashtag, right, is chase the dream, not the fame. Let me hear you guys say it. Chase the dream, not the fame. Chase the dream, not the fame. I remember some time back I was in Georgia, I was in Atlanta, you know, and we were building, I was like a key speaker for a conference by the National Business Aviation Association. And we were talking to young people like you, right? And you are no more Generation X. You guys are now Generation. I want you guys. This is going to be interactive. You guys are Generation Z. And you all know that we are in the world of young people doing so many things in Nigeria, right? We have all the boys doing well. We have Bono Boy, Grammy Award winner, right? Yes. Good. And we have Joe Boy. And we have Fireboy. Peru. Para. Peru Donde. You guys sing, let's sing to that. Peru. Para. Peru Donde. That's it. So, they also chased the dream. Right? I'm sure you all remember so many people wanted the Grammy. And finally, it came. Right? Now, we have two fantastic people doing well, topping all the billboards, right? Whiskey and... the girls. Whiskey and... No. Whiskey and... No, you guys. Thames! And you girls are here. I'm an old man, and I know these things, right? What's going on here? Anyway, today, I said I was going to dress like you guys. I'm going to wear my Nike sneakers. I'm going to wear my t-shirt and let you know that this Generation Z, right, is the Boeing centers. I've seen aircrafts out, built. And these are people that see them, engineers, right? And without making that airspace safe, we have the traffic controllers. That place has to be safe enough for the pilots to fly, right? Even the ground ops people are extremely important. The flight operation people so aviation is very vast, right? This is aviation careers. Because when you talk about aviation, people think pilots. It's not just about pilots alone. You understand? I know, I'm just trying to re-emphasize so that it's diverse. You can always pick something, you can always pick something. Hashtag chase the dreams, not the fame. You guys are not talking about eating. Hashtag chase the dreams, not the fame. The fame will come, but the dream comes first, right? I'm not going to talk that much. I can see very young people here, and I'm sure in another, say, 10, 15, 20 years, the sky will be your limits. Yes. You see, Generation Z, the sky will be their starting point. You see? But when we're growing up, they tell us the sky will be our limits. Captain Jaja. You know those days, Dr. Young, the sky will be our limit. But this generation is telling us that the sky is just a starting point. And I'm so excited because Nigerians are doing extremely, real good. Extremely. You go to even the Biden government, you see Nigerians in key positions. I go to NASA, I see Nigerians holding top-notch positions, doing stuff. I go to Boeing, you know, Nigerians, and we're all Nigerians. So I encourage all of you, the fame will come, because the mistake young people do is to chase the fame. But you have to dream. You have to dream. You have to dream. And when you dream, the fame will come. Hashtag chase the dream and not the fame.
Even though he made a t-shirt out of it. Thank you, Prince Kingsley Mokoma, the President, Foreign Airlines Association in Nigeria. You see, when he talked about flying to this, he's almost a witch. Sorry. Okay, he flies too much. He's not from Benin, no? He's not from Benin Airline, but he flies too much. You know, thank you for coming to join. Like when you chase the dream, the fame will come. Because that fame is also very important. Am I correct? So that the dream will take you to the fame, but not the other way around. So what we are hearing today is to make ourselves, prepare ourselves for a future that can be very interesting. If we build, it is in us, incumbent of us to prepare for that great expectation. As you continue to engage, you continue to evolve. Like earlier on, for those who are joining us, we've touched every area of aviation. We've spoken about, in fact, Captain Iyandelika spoke to us about ATC, air traffic engineers, and all areas. We are trying to touch every area as much as possible, that it is a complete system. If one aspect is capacitated and the other one is incapacitated, it brings decapitation, and there will be a problem. So make your choices and suit yourself. Like some of us, we fly this way we are flying now. Our mouth helps us to fly. Dr. Dana Young, can we hear you for a few minutes? Dr. Young, I want to beg you, a round of applause please as he's coming. Dr. Young, I want to beg you as you are coming to take this microphone. I want to beg in the name of God. Time is of essence. I know you will enjoy him for like one day if he speaks for a whole day. But you cannot stop. And what we want to beg you, time. They say it's not here too. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Distinguished wonderful young people and the rest of us. Good afternoon. Well, this is a prompt. Try as much as possible to make sense of it. Share with me. I can. I will. And I must. I can. I will. I must. I'm trying to put together everything you have heard today. Unless you say yes within, it won't happen. You must be involved before you can evolve. And until you evolve, nothing changes. You must be what? Involved before you evolve. And until you evolve, nothing will change. Every profession that you see anyone operating today is an open door and a possibility in you. No one is created differently. I came to this industry only 10 years ago. Massive dedication and complete involvement has brought me to where I am. I have the privilege of having interfaced with at least 6 ministers, or 5 to be precise. But here I am. At your age, I was told I was uneducable by my parents. that the school fees paid for me or paid on my behalf was a waste of money. That I should hurry up and finish secondary school class 5 and then go and learn a trade. Some of you are sitting here, you're having difficulties with learning. It's not a permanent future. You can overcome it. I did. I studied one of the most difficult courses you can think of in this world, Latin, Greek, and Hebrew. If you don't understand English, how can you understand Latin? In fact, when somebody is saying something you don't understand, you say he's speaking Latin. If he's speaking nonsense, he's speaking Latin. And so to make sense of that chaos, I had to sit down. It is not enough to come here and motivate you. The practicality of it is that anything you want to be is possible in you, but you need to pay the price. Until you pay attention, attention never pays you. If I hold any book in front of me, I will torture the book so much that it will reveal itself to me. Because I go with a red pen before every book to question everything the person has written. You have a right to question everything anyone has said today. We gloss over the bad aspects or the intricate efforts that we put into becoming who we are. And so someone thinks it's easy to gloss over. These ones have paid the price you can't think of. Heavy, heavy prices. And so sometimes when you expose yourself to these dangerous threats, you make yourself better than the rest. Until you are able to do what others cannot do, you cannot have what others cannot have. Say it. If you cannot do what others cannot do, you cannot have what others cannot have. If you can do what others cannot do, then you will have what others cannot have. Life requires us to pay a price. Look at yourself and ask yourself, what are the deficient areas that you have? Now, 3 key things before you can succeed. 3. Knowledge, skill, and attitude. Knowledge, skill, and attitude. Everyone you see operating at the highest peak in life is a man of knowledge. For knowledge will forever rule over ignorance. The man who will succeed must be. The application of knowledge is what creates result. If you have the knowledge and you have the skills that can create results, but your attitude is bad, you will never succeed. Never. And that's why you can go to a man's place to go and barb your hair. You say to him, if you see me here again, cut off my legs. Why? His attitude is bad. So attitude can sabotage all that you know. Attitude can sabotage your knowledge. Attitude can destroy your dreams. So first, you must cultivate everything that you need. Attitude, good attitude is what positions you for the access that you need. As young people, you see elderly people, and you look at them, you don't greet them, because perhaps you think your father is richer. You have blocked an access. You wait to be told what to do, and then you look at the person instructing you with deep suspicion, and sometimes with disregard. You block your access. Your knowledge will not count, because when it comes for time, when the time comes for recommendation, you will not be recommended. Attitude can be cultivated, and everything in life is learnable. Everything in life is learnable. You don't know how to read, bend down until you know how to read. When I was in UI, something happened to me. I discovered because I was deficient in every aspect. In fact, I have said it over time that I have infirmity of language. When you can't communicate in English, then you have a problem. I came to the house and people were talking, and I run away. The infirmity was so much that I became dumb in class. People thought I was a quiet man. But I put myself through a process I call immersion. I immersed myself in words and in reading. Completely obliterated ignorance and the use of English. That if you ask me to bring a passage and ask me to bring out all the conjugation of verbs there, bring out all the, all the rudiments of English language, I isolate them one after the other. Why? Because I went through a process I call immersion. There are 3 levels of learning. Conscious competence, when you know what you are doing and you are doing it consciously. The lady who spoke here is operating at the level we call mastery, which is unconscious competence. You are driving a car without looking at the gears. Instinct is driving. Why? You have attained mastery. Anything you want to do, commit yourself to it, give it yourself wholly to it. A time will come when you do not have to look at the gear levers anymore. You have become a master. Don't just become ordinary. Say, I will never be ordinary. Say it. I will never be ordinary. It's a commitment you make to yourself. I'm sure if my father were to wake up from the dead and you were to see me now speaking, he would say, where did this one come from? Because nothing good was expected. But you see, other people's idea about me must never be my destiny. Your conclusion is immaterial. What counts is my own decision about who I might become. And my willingness to pay the price at all costs. A man wrote a poem. And he said, I bargained with life for a penny. You can Google it. And life will pay me no more. And until when I counted my scanty score, only to find that life is a just employer. He pays us what we ask. I worked for a menial hire, only to find dismay that any price I asked of life would gladly have paid me. Your estimation of yourself, the value that you place on yourself, determines how low or how high you can fly. 4 key things in aircrafts or in flying: thrust, pull, drag, and what? Lift. But in humans, when you drag, you are stampeded. The world forgets you. You don't drag. You don't act impulsively. You become intentional. And a man who is not intentional will become servant, become a servant to all. I want to charge you here today. If you forget everything else I have ever said, remember that the man who stood here with you, or today talking to you, sat for jam 5 times, with no prospect of ever passing. That it was not my decision to study class 6, but because I had stayed at home for too long, that it had become proverbial that nothing could come out of me. And but a matter of choice, I decided to go for the least possible, only to find that when I arrived at the university that I scored higher than the first person in law. But I made a decision to make the most of what I'm given. Now, if you study classes, you know that as you are graduating, you stand unemployed. Who will employ somebody with Latin degree? So I became unemployed upon graduation. Today I run about 6 companies. What I haven't built is a car. But if it becomes a challenge tomorrow, I'll build it. Why? What one man has done reveals a door which anyone can go through if he wants. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Young. You know, I used to, I said, allow him, who will see 6 p.m. here, and he will be captivated like this. But it's true that he has told you all he has mentioned here is true. And he never said anything outside of himself. Am I correct? Yes. He used practical, personal example to elucidate what he wanted to impart. And it shall be well with you. The man who spoke here has a book, How to Get Rich, which is the cure for poverty. We launched it here in this. If you want to be rich, you destroy ignorance. Because with ignorance, you can never see opportunity. But when you are knowledgeable, even when the opportunity is just flying, you will grab it. So you have been enriched beyond even the expectation here, because the 2 last faculties were not included in the original consideration. And I know that when Dr. Young spoke, even the faculties we had here had to gain some faculty capability and competence. Did I talk to you, ma'am? Thank you. Interestingly, whatever has a beginning, have an end. If we have impressed you today, can I see your hand up? If we have impressed you today, can I see your hand up? If we have offended you today, can I see your hand up? If we have offended you, thank you. I think we have tried to reach out to you. Make good use of what we have had here today. Dr. Young told us about himself. He has multiple PhDs. Multiple, it's somebody I know very well. I'm not speaking from in distance. He has multiple PhDs. And one thing he told us here today, which is another, I don't know how somebody, I thought that is just about your celebrity. Because he reads books without seeing the book. I have had books that I will see, and I will be talking about reading, and by tomorrow he's telling you about what the book contains. I don't know how he does it, but it is a special gift where I have been trying to copy. The way you go through books, I don't know whether you read them or imagine what is in them, maybe from the caption of the book, but he tells you everything about the book. He does it with utmost perfection. Let me invite, at this level, the convener of this program to come and vote us a vote of thanks that we came, made this program possible. Am I correct? Yes. Assuming we didn't come, the program will not have anybody to speak to. But am I correct? Have I spoken? You're doing well. There are some people, I said I will recommend, I'll call your office, I'll call you to send you to school, to that training center. That's where you should be. Yes. Mama J. Yes. Somebody just say you're not from Benin Airline. Oh, you're not from Benin Airline. Okay. Can we hear you, please? Well, you were with Okada now. And why? You were with Okada, you are from Benin Airline.
Fly in the day, not in the night. Wow, good afternoon once again. I'm just, I'm lost for words. I'll just first of all say, to God be all the glory. Everything went well. And secondly, I would like to say a big thank you to all my special guests. As you can see, they are all very busy people, but they have to take time out of their busy moments to come here and inspire you. I hope at the end of this program, you've been able to get something to take home with you. This is a fifth in the series, and I can attest to the fact that a lot of people have come to this program, and today some are already in the industry, and some are going, they are living different courses in aviation. I conceived this idea 5 years ago because I had a lot of young people reaching out to me, asking so many questions. And you know how it is when you have so many WhatsApp messages, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, because those are all my platforms. I have platforms on all social media platforms. And then I see, I used to have Twitter and deleted it, so I'll go back when the issue is sorted out. So I used to receive a lot of questions, and I know many of you can agree with me that social media is a job on its own. Sitting down to look at your phone, responding to WhatsApp messages and calls is a job on its own. And so at some point, I told myself that if I have to be responding to everybody, that's a job I do every day. So how do I go around it? How do I reach out to so many people at the same time? Oftentimes, I see people reach out to me and they're like, Mama, I sent you a message, you haven't responded. For Christ's sake, I have so many things that I do. If I have to be responding to every message that I receive, that is the job I do. So what I do once in a while, I just go into my inbox and I just pick randomly and I respond. But I try as much as possible to respond to everybody. So, but however, I decided that I can reach out to so many people at the same time by having a platform such as this. And it's a free seminar. There are a lot of people that ask so many questions, and I'm like, just come to the seminar. It's a free one. It takes a lot out of me. It's so stressful. You all know that this is a country whereby we don't plan for the future. We always want to the fire brigade approach. Why can't we just be proactive and start preparing the young ones for the future? So it's always difficult to convince corporate organizations to sponsor an event, anything that has to do with career. And in fact, it's easier to get sponsorship for entertainment programs. You get it just with a snap of a finger. But when it has to do with career, it's like, okay, what is the benefit? What is the need for us? So it's always very mentally tasking, emotionally tasking for myself. Who sent you? Who sent you this one? You know, why are you taking Panadol for other people's headache? But I knew that this is an industry that I've been in. I've always knew that at some point I'm going to give back. And this is my own way of giving back to the society. There's no denying the fact that a country that invests in their youth, the country, proactive society that will be prepared for the future. There's no option to this. And so we have to start now. So this is my own contribution. So I'm really, really appreciative of those that have supported this initiative. Like you heard before, NCAA, every year they give us this call to use. They have been supportive, AIB has been supportive, NAMA has been supportive, airlines, aero contractors, Ghana, African World Airlines, they have been supportive. And then the training organizations, a lot of them have really partnered with us as well. Because I decided that let this platform be a platform where I will connect the dots. Like, okay, what are the career opportunities? We can learn that from the professionals. You heard from so many professionals here today. What are the certified training schools? Because there are so many schools out there that the other day I was coming from Ojo Elekpa, and I saw one corner, they wrote aviation school, and I'm like, oh wow, people will go there and train, and they never get certified because they went to the wrong school. So how would you know the right school if you don't come to platforms such as this? And ironically, this is a free seminar. I had up to 400 people who registered for this seminar. But right now, we're not up to 400. So you even find out that some people are saying, oh, this is my dream, but they're not really making effort. They're not taking steps. This is a free seminar. Why can't you just come for a free seminar? You're going to get something, you're going to gain something, but you rather decide to stay away. So dreams do come true, but you have to take steps. You have to do something about it. So thank you very much for coming today. I appreciate you. I appreciate all my special guests. Captain Horace Miller Jaja, we've known way back from Okada Airlines, started flying in Okada. So I would say I have 30 years in the industry. A lot of you were not born then. So Captain Jaja and I have come a long way. He's one of our veteran pilots. I've been trying to get him to come to this program, and this time I had to really chase him. You have to chase these people because they are very busy, and he's here today. Captain, thank you very much. And he actually came in very early. A lot of us didn't come on time. Aviation is time-bound. Time is of the essence. So if it was a flight, a lot of you missed the flight. Captain was the very first person that came here this morning. So, Captain, thank you very much. Give me a round of applause, please. Thank you. Mr. Taiwo Oludayo is the Director of Studies of Airport College of Aviation and Travel Management. Thank you very much for coming. And thank you very much for the scholarship as well. Give a round of applause and congratulations to those that won. Our doctor is here. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, thank you. Atinuke is here, Mrs. Atinuke Stanley. We heard from her. Please give her a round of applause. Thank you very much. Mr. Kinsey Wokoma is the president of Foreign Airlines Association of Nigeria. He's always supported this initiative from day one. He's always available. He traveled, he just came into the country. When I saw when he was like, I saw a post, I was like, you made it. He came here again to support me. So please, a round of applause for him. A round of applause for Mr. Babatunde Adeniji too. We are colleagues. We work together in Nigeria. He's a great aviation professional. He's also a consultant. And he also decided to give out of his very busy schedule to share and inspire you today. Please, a round of applause to him. Captain Bolaji, you heard from her. If you're a woman, nothing should stop you. You can become anything. She's a mother, she's a wife, she's a pilot, she's an entrepreneur, she's everything. So you can do it if she can do it. Just believe, work hard, and on top of it all, make sure you have God. With God. The G factor. Yes, the G factor. Thank you very much. So a round of applause for her as well. I actually contacted her at short notice and she was able to make it. That shows people who are passionate in giving back to the society. We're actually supposed to have Mr. Matthew Ahana. Matthew Ahana unfortunately had a domestic accident. Ahama.
That's a hammer.
He had an accident, so he couldn't make it. He used to be a cobbler. So break it down in the common man's language, he used to be a shoemaker. When I was a cabin crew, when we were waiting for our aircraft to land, we go and sit at his small cubicle overlooking the ramp, waiting for our aircraft. So he used to polish our shoes. But he became a flight dispatcher. Today he's an ICAO trainer. He was a shoemaker. So nothing should stop you. Of course, people will have challenges will be there. Forget it. You will always have challenges. It depends on you, depends on your determination. You can become anything you want to become. So Sally was not able to make it here. So I would like to say thank you to my Oga at the top. Give me a round of applause. Are you entertained? Yes. Okay. He's also a very busy person. He has supported this initiative right from time, and he has also given his time today just to make sure that we all have a nice time. So another round of applause. My ushers are wonderful. They are always here for me. They volunteer their time. Like I keep telling us, if you're looking for a job sometimes, you may have to start volunteering. From volunteering, you will get what you want. I tell people, don't always think money, money, money. If I was thinking of money, 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 I won't do this. Don't always let money be at your front burner. Always think of what can I give. Just be doing what you are doing. The good will come to you. They volunteer their time. A lot of them that used to volunteer for me, they've gotten jobs. Because it's just natural that when opportunity comes, they are always the first person that I think of. So sometimes volunteer, don't just be sitting at home. I don't have a job, I don't know what to do. Do something. Give your time. So please, a round of applause to all my authors. Thank you, Zaki. Zaki has been all over the place today. I appreciate you. So thank you very much. Emeka was my colleague. He has been here since morning. So thank you very much. I look forward to seeing you in the next Explore Aviation Careers Conference. And also, I also once again say a big thank you to the DG of the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, the first DG to actually attend in person. In the past, they've always sent representatives, so this is a special edition for me. So thank you very much and have a safe trip home. Good afternoon. I hope you're following me on all my social media platforms, Aviation, on all social media platforms. I have my number out there, 0813-894-3385. You can reach me. Preferably, it's better for you to send me messages, please. Calls sometimes gives me headache. I imagine talking to so many people every day. So thank you very much. Thank you for coming. My darling students, I hope you have something to take home with you. Congratulations to the person that won a scholarship, catching them young. Thank you, have a nice day. Bye.
Thank you very much, and thank you very much indeed. That was quite commendable. Please, on behalf of all of us, let us also thank Mama J. Mama J, please, the whole audience is saying thank you for what you have been doing. A round of applause for her, please. I want to also thank our League of Aviation Correspondents. They are well represented here, and they came in their numbers. They have been with us for proper coverage of this event. From all the television stations, all the media organizations that came to support this program, we thank you. Wait, let us close the program formally before you start right, please. What we are saying in effect is that we are thanking you to remember that we want you to put what you have learned here to use. And that's the time the thank you would have been very important. For you who have, is there anybody who has a question to ask? If you have a question, we told you to note your questions while the lectures were going on, while the talks were going on. Any question? Nobody has any question. We read your mind very well. We know you don't have, that's why we didn't bring question and answer. Thank you. Because we read your mind, we did know that you don't have any question to answer. And that's why we didn't bring it up again. Shall we appreciate God even with a round of applause? God is in faith. God is faithful. And this happened because we have God's endorsement. Shall we rise for prayer? Thank you, Jesus. We appreciate God in heaven for seeing us to this one. It's a covenant people. There's not like it. Made it possible that we gather here today. I will be living here in one piece as we came. And none of us who have come here is going out the way he came. And everybody has added something to the knowledge base, to our knowledge base. It is only God who will make it possible. To him alone be the glory. To him alone be the glory. As we are living here, just as we came in peace, we shall release our destinations in peace. We shall not hear any negative story about this gathering. This gathering will be a stepping stone for greater things to happen in our life. For those who have been commended, we ask God that we will build them with further strength and build them according to impart knowledge to humanity in Jesus' name. God, take over. Take over and take over. Now, the next gathering of this sort, our mouth will be filled with testimonies. To the greater glory of God we have prayed. Amen.
Where's the phone? Favor, where's the phone?
Don't take it up, bring it down.
So at the count of 3, we say Mama J. 1, 2.
I have video. Please, ladies, everyone that is volunteering as an usher, please help me start these chairs. Just put them on top of each other, please. Are you ready?
Are you guys ready? Okay, all right.
Video. Favor, video.
Everybody say Mama J.
Mama J.
Inspiring the youth.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you
very
much. Just feels good. It feels refreshing to know that you are being recognized and appreciated for what you do. And I'm happy because it's always been my passion and mission to give back. And I'm happy that I'm able to do that. I'm happy to see the younger ones being groomed to become great men and women in the aviation industry. So thank you very much for this. Alumni, students of the Universal School of Aviation. Thank you for this award. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.